Aussie Gooner's going to come on the line now and have his say with us. I want to hear what he thinks and feels. Always fair and open and honest about these things. What you saying, my friend?
Look, if you guys get this bloke over the line, I'm jealous. And that's just calling a fucking spade a spade. No other team is in for him. No other team is in for De Jong. Mainly because I think Man United have been chasing him for weeks now. So it's like there's no point trying to come in and try to maybe try to come in on fucking Frenkie De Jong last minute. I think De Jong is Man United bound or to stay at Barcelona. Now, if he stays at Barcelona, it's a bit of a joke because he's not the only player who's owed money, guys. Piqué's owed money too. So I think De Jong, if he's smart about things, he's going to want to move on, get paid, and get the hell out of there. Because to be perfectly honest, Barcelona's a fucking sinking ship. Best move at the moment is the only move he's got at the moment is Man United. I reckon De Jong's probably going to be at Man United, to be perfectly honest, within the next week or two. If he's not at Man United in the next 2 weeks, you guys have just got to fucking cut ties and move on. Seriously. Within the next 2 weeks, if he's not in a Man United, if they're not in a Man United jersey, it's done and dusted. Let's just be fucking perfectly honest about the whole thing because you guys have been chasing and chasing and chasing. Now you guys have even gone in and paid for his fucking owed wages to get him over. If that doesn't tickle his fucking fancy, I don't know what will. A club that's come in and said, we want you and we're happy to pay your current team exactly what you're owed to get you over the line. If that doesn't show fucking commitment, Frenkie's fucking blind. Do you know what I mean, mate? Like, fucking hell.
Yeah, like I completely agree with you. I think from my point of view, one second. I kind of look at it along the lines of I completely agree with you. Like people, and this is how bad it is. And we're in a group chat, right? And there's a few like rival fans in the group chat, and they banter, but they keep saying things like well, I don't see any reports of Frenkie being willing to join. Every time I share them a report, and there's multiple, they'll say, but Fabrizio hasn't said that. And I love Fabrizio Romano. I really do. I do rate him. I rate Fabrizio Romano massively. But my point is, his word isn't gospel on everything. Like, he doesn't know everything first. Believing, like, we even saw it the other day with Koulibaly to Chelsea. He wasn't the first journalist to break it. And that isn't a dig at him. It's this nonsense that unless I hear it from Ornstein or unless I hear it from Fabrizio, it isn't real. Like the discrediting of other journalists is an embarrassment from football fans. And I get you in banter when you're online, you're on screen and camera, but when you're in private, like, speak normal, man. It's a crazy one to me. It's a crazy one to me.
Terry, let's be honest, right? If you guys didn't, if your team didn't think that they could sign Frenkie De Jong, would they waste all this fucking time chasing him? This is not Stan Kroenke, Arsenal. I know what that's about. Delay and fucking confused. I've been there and I'm still fucking seeing it because we've been delayed and we're fucking confused. But Man United, if they were in for a fucking player that they thought they couldn't sign, would they not just see you later? It's not worth it. Like, let's just be honest about this. Call a fucking spade a spade.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, Gerard Romero just come out of another quote here, and he said that if De Jong does not move and does not reduce his salary, Barca may face major problems in registering players. And this is the thing. Like, none of this is kind of new. It's just, again, people starting to give opinions around, well, what do you think will happen? I still think you pay him those deferred wages. He then maybe reluctantly agrees to leave, and then he looks at what's in the market and goes, where else am I going to go and play? The way people are trying to spin this into... this is a funny comment. Someone says, Man United are basically doing a forced arranged marriage on De Jong. And I'm like, that's pretty good banter. I'm like, see, that's funny. I do like it, and it's good. But at the same time, I just say to Man United fans, like, people are bantering you because it's a good deal. Remember that. If it was a bad deal, they would just, oh my God, you got the... You know how we all laughed at Spurs because they spent £60 million on Richarlison? No one bantered them about, did he really want Chelsea? Did he want this? Everyone laughed at why are you spending that much money on him? No one is looking at De Jong and saying he's not worth £70 million. No one's looking at De Jong saying you're signing a bad player. What they're trying to do is make it sound like he isn't committed to you, like he doesn't really want to be there, because they're trying to take the shine off of a brilliant signing. And that's fair. But Man United fans are the ones I'm annoyed with here because they're falling for the bait. They're falling for the bait, bruv. It's a madness to me. It's a madness.
They don't rate. What are these Man United fans not rating Frenkie De Jong? Is that what it is? Is the problem of Frankie De Jong now? He's that he's not quality. Seriously, is that the issue? Because to be perfectly,
sorry, go on, mate.
what is it? What are you not convinced about? Like he hasn't hit the ground running at Barcelona. Many players haven't hit the ground running at Barcelona. Doesn't mean they're shit. Doesn't mean they're shit. A lot of players have gone to Barcelona and have failed. Were pretty good at their clubs before they moved to Barcelona and they went up shit creek. So the thing is, don't get me wrong. I know there's a lot of banter out there. I know there's a lot of bullshit out there. From an Arsenal perspective, I'm going to play it as neutral as I fucking can. I'd take Frenkie De Jong in the Arsenal squad in a heartbeat. In a fucking heartbeat. It'd never happen at Arsenal. You guys chasing him to strengthen your squad. It is going to strengthen your squad. Is he going to make your shape look a lot better? Yes. Is he going to be playing under a manager that knows what he's doing? Yes. Is it the best place for him at the moment? Well, at the moment, compared to being at Barcelona, yes. Because guess what? I think you guys will pay him. You know, I'm pretty sure Man United pay their players, don't you? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's either you're going to stay at Barcelona and keep doing this like fucking Salvation Army, it's all love, 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 and get treated like a dirty rag, because that's how he's being treated at Barcelona. That's a lot of people have to understand one little fucking thing. Barcelona are throwing this guy out into the gutter, right? They haven't paid him his fucking wages. And for the talk that, he wants to stay at Barcelona, why the hell would you want to stay at a club that's thrown you out as soon as they knew that they had to get rid of players? You were the first one up. Mind you, they still haven't fucking paid you. Where is the love? Players like to feel a bit of love from the team that they're at, from the club that they're at. If they're not accepted, they're not going to feel the love. Now I know it's taken a long time, but Frankie's still going to want to get paid. You know what I'm saying? If you do a job at any place, whether it be building a kitchen, building a house, you're not going to walk off the site and say, forget about it, when you're owed fucking 10 million, 20 million pound or whatever it may be. Yeah. You're going to fucking hang around and say, give me my money and then I will move on. Plain and simple. So I think if Barcelona come to the table and say, here's your money, Frankie's probably just going to say, thanks for all the laughs. I'm off to Man United. And that'll be the end of it, because no one else is in for him. Do you get what I'm saying? No one else is in for this player. So if he's, you know what I mean? You guys are in a prime position right now. United fans, you got to look at it as patience is a virtue. Patience is a fucking virtue. And
I totally agree. Well, this is, I like Paul O'Keefe. He's a top class intermediary. Nice guy as well. Always got on with him. It's not a big thing. But he responded to Fabrizio and said, paying 85 million euros for a guy that doesn't want to come is an interesting business model. And I replied with, should Frenkie De Jong retire? He come back and said, doesn't change the fact that United shouldn't be worrying about a guy who doesn't want to come, move on to players who do. Pogback vibes, move on to others. And my point was, again, though, De Jong being forced out of Barca, should nobody sign him? And then he says, and then his reply is, not United concern, though. I'd move on. That's my opinion. But again, I understand that. So say you think he's going to be a bad signing for Man United, but the notion that why is it only Man United shouldn't sign him? That's what doesn't make sense to me. If this was PSG going in for him, nobody would care. If it was Chelsea signing him, but he didn't want to leave, nobody would care. It's just that Man United are signing a player that rivals said at the beginning of the saga, which was around mid-May, no chance he's coming, no chance he'll want to join. And they can't accept the fact that he wants to. Now, some people will say this could be Angel Di Maria all over again. This could be Pogba all over again. This could be Alexis Sanchez all over again. And maybe it is, but only time will tell. But I'm telling you now, if we walked away from Frenkie de Jong 3 weeks ago and signed Ruben Neves, and then Frenkie de Jong agreed to leave Barca and he went to a rival, we'd be laughed at for signing an inferior player to De Jong. And if we'd have had more patience and waited longer, or if we had more pull, we'd have got him. And that's the point here. Whatever Man United do in this situation, I said it at the beginning of the summer, every player will sign, will be called, he's there for the money. Is he there for the right reasons? Why has he joined? This doesn't make sense. What about other positions? Every player we don't sign, it will be, you've got no pull, your club's too small, why didn't you spend more money? It doesn't matter what Manchester United do, it's going to be spun into a negative. That's fine from rivals, but Man United fans have got to grow a goddamn backbone and push back against it. Weakness from them kids, weakness.
That's what it is. You see, I have the same issues with Arsenal fans. Okay, you get banter you take banter to a certain fucking degree, but after that, you got to fucking pull your back up and say, hey, boop, boop, wait a sec, and start pushing back. End of the day, everybody's going to be fucking on this De Jong thing all morning, all night, just to fucking, prod at ya, poke at ya, blah, 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 right? You guys would not be spending this fucking long on De Jong if it wasn't going to happen. The other thing is your current management, your current manager, does not look like a kind of guy who takes shit. He looks like a kind of guy that he's drilling his players, and if you're not going to fucking show up, you're gone. Now, I don't think he's going to be pushing for a player that isn't going to be fucking committed. When if any of the players that are on the pitch right now for Man United aren't committed, I reckon he's the kind of guy who'll just take you off. He's got that get the hell out of here look. So I think the commitment thing that they're talking about, he's not going to be committed to the club. Well, Messi left Barcelona, right? Did he have to leave Barcelona? Terry, did Lionel Messi have to leave Barcelona?
Yes.
Why?
They couldn't afford him.
Well, but if Messi loved the club, because everyone's about, the player has to love the club and play for the club. Couldn't Messi not afford to fucking play for free for Barcelona if he loved the fucking club so much?
I was told there was a rule that says he can't do that.
I'll do it. Play for £1. He could play for £1 a week. There you go. Money's being exchanged. That's what he wants. That's his contract. Could he not do that? Can you guys please clear this up for me? Because I'm confused. Could Messi have taken a fucking paycheck of £10 to stay at Barcelona because he's committed to the club? Because I reckon he could. I reckon Messi could take any fucking any dollars and cents that he wants. You get what I'm saying? Like, everyone talks about players' commitment to the club, players' commitment to the club. Nowadays, it's changing, guys. Look, teams are not committed to their players as they used to be. They throw them out like a dirty rag when they have to. Look what Barcelona are doing to fucking Frenkie de Jong. Where's the commitment to fucking from Barcelona to Frenkie de Jong, right? It's the same thing when it comes to football. End of the day, they're professionals. They come in, they got to do a job. Now, I know Angel Di Maria, I know Pogba, blah, 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 rah, rah, rah. But that's the world we live in. Tony Adams, Martin Keown, those days are gone. They're gone, unfortunately, behind us. This is the new age. It's fucking horrible, but it's the reality. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mate, listen, I hear you. I really, really do. Some people are saying, mate, you can't take more than a 50% pay cut in the Liga. And that's...
Well, there you go. I didn't know that. See, okay, Liga, you prat. I didn't know that. That's why I asked the fucking question, and thank you for correcting me, mate. You know what I mean? Like, I just said, please tell me what the fucking deal is. There you go.
I hear you on that. My thing is this, though, that the similarities between these two deals isn't the contract element. It's, should PSG have not signed Messi because he wanted to stay at Barca? I didn't see any. If all these journalists and all these fans can show me where they tweeted that last year, then I'll believe them on this De Jong thing. I don't believe anybody really in their heart of hearts thinks Man United shouldn't do this deal. I believe they're putting that out there as a negative spin against the club. And if you do believe it, then I want to see you tweet that about every player that leaves the club where they don't really want to leave. You know, Joe Willock, did he really want to leave Arsenal to go to Newcastle? No, he would. Of course, he preferred to stay at Arsenal. There was no Newcastle fans and Arsenal fans going, you're mugs for buying him from us. He doesn't want to really be there. That's not how football works. Listen, really appreciate you coming on, mate, and we'll chat to you again soon. Top man. Thank you, bro. Thank you very much indeed.